Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting beyond borders, the message of the truest tribe of coaching entrepreneurs and independent service providers from the Philippines. This is Coach Shaun de Joya for Integrate. Now on Season 2 here at Think Talk Broadcast and the flagship community project of Coaching Think Talk. Speakers from Life Coach Philippines and members of Coach A Coaching Community. I'll be back shortly with my guest, Neo Samson from Bulacan. Welcome to the live streaming of Integrate, airing every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. In this show, I want to help married men who are going through life transitions by helping them gain wisdom and knowledge from successful men who have navigated through adversity by turning them into opportunities. And the show showcases the stories of men who took control of the driver's seat of their life by developing strategies and tactics, integrating their experiences, their talents, and skills to model it that allows them to respond in a positive ways. Associated with the emotions related to adversity. Think about the last time that you've experienced some challenges in the workplace, maybe in your finances or your relationship, or maybe in your marriage, your business, or some disabilities that you have in there. When you're able to learn how to overcome adversity, you're able to be a better person and respond in better ways as you experience fear, sadness, disgust, or anger. Broadcasting beyond borders of Pasig City on the 6th of August in the year 2022. I am Life Coach Shaun de Joya. I am a professional certified life and mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. I am a Master Coach Apprentice of Master Coach A. I am a public speaker, a coaching entrepreneur, a mental model collector, a husband, a father, and a human being. And our mission here at Think Talk Broadcast is to get closer to our kindred and serve better our coaching tribe. And we envision being the go-to network for content that connects with the mind, heart, and soul through the platform of life coaching. And by serving in the digital space, the change I want to see is to stop generational trends. I want to stop these generational trends by educating men through lessons of adversity so that they're able to think better, feel better, and respond better. My guest for tonight is from Bulacan, and he is married to Aniel since 2019, and he is a new father to Eli, who is just 3 months old. Yung bagong tatay pa lang siya. He is a basketball fan and has a collection of basketball shoes. And in his professional life, he is the country head of ISTA Personal Solutions, offering outsourcing solutions. And he has been in the BPO industry for 20 years. I've worked with him for the longest time with experience in training, quality, operations, and client services. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Neo Samson.
Hey everyone. Hopefully everybody's having a good evening.
Thank you, Neo. Neo, I challenge my guest here. First of foremost, thank you for saying yes to the show. It means a lot to me and also the people who's watching. I want to challenge you, no? May challenge ko lagi sa mga guests ko. I challenge my guests to introduce themselves in ways that they haven't introduced themselves to people. Kasi most common than not, di ba, Neo, pa nag-i-introduce tayo yung role natin, what we do, projects that we have, verticals, and all of those things. Pero if you're gonna introduce yourself to people who's gonna watch us and also gonna watch a replay in the future, paano mo i-introduce yourself in a totally different way?
It's an interesting and unique challenge. I think if I were to introduce myself, I would say I'm probably a walking contradiction, or a paradox of some sorts because I could be a geek, but at the same time, I'm a geek that probably enjoys basketball. But I like comic books as well, just as much. I would like to think that I can be sophisticated when required, like at work, but at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
very naive. I believe that somewhere out there, a Superman exists. So I think that's the best way I could define or introduce who I am.
Superman, no? That's I'm able to connect with you of being a Superman. Ano bang itsura ni Neo pag siya si Superman? Kung siya si Superman.
No, hindi pwedeng mag-tights. Babahat lahat ng ano, the wrong fat in the wrong places. So if I ever
True.
will be, it's probably just wearing normal clothes. I can't do the tights.
Not the physical dress, no, what have you. Pero
Um,
reflecting on Superman Neo, if taking a look at his attitude towards life, his attitude towards the things that he's doing, and also being a superhero, ano yung isang common trait na you can connect with him, na you're always being able to remind yourself about that trait of being Superman?
I think to me the beauty of the character is with all that power he doesn't want. At the end of the day, he could take anything and everything, but I think he finds comfort in the fact that he can, and so he doesn't. It becomes a lifelong mission for him to help those that couldn't. Because he
Mm.
has the power and other people don't. He tries to ensure that whatever power he has is attributed towards helping others who don't. Which I think is it sounds very simple, but if you apply it
Yeah.
in common, if you apply it in real life, napakahirap gawin nun. It's very difficult to apply because a lot of people in power want to stay in power, want to continue to hog the power. So to be able to think of a Superman-like trait, I think that would be it. To have the power and yet literally want nothing with it and be able to try and make sure that you share it to other people.
Yeah. I like that yung sharing part, eh. And I think you've said a very point in there that a lot of people in the workplace and even in any status or roles, that they want to keep themselves in power, and they kind of it's kind of consuming them in the process of taking a look at things, as far as the relationship is concerned, and other things in their life. Neo, I'd introduce you as someone who has been in the BPO industry for the longest time. 2 decades na. So matagal na. I've been in the BPO industry 15 years. Going through that experience, kailan mo ba na-realize na parang si Superman yung someone that you are able to associate yourself with? When was this a, realization or a reminder for you na ito si Superman, parang ganun din ako?
Right. You know what? I can never really say na ganun din ako, di ba? Pero I think it serves as a good inspiration and motivation to try and be that person. Not just at work, but even in life in general.
Mm.
It's very boastful or egotistical to say na I can ever be as altruistic as that character. Pero ang lagi kong line I might not be able to, but it should. I guess one if I had to go back to one particular experience that would remind me of that. I've always been a fan of the character, but I remember I think I was still an agent or probably a frontliner or a trainer at that time. But somebody asked me the question saying I couldn't save everybody, which I think
Mm.
a lot of people have told me over the years na yun nga, you shouldn't have that messianic complex or that Superman complex. And they keep telling me you shouldn't try to save everybody. You couldn't save everybody. And then
Mm.
I remember telling or responding one time saying shouldn't stop me from trying.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's been kind of the anchoring theme of my career over the past 20 years. I started when I was 10. Just kidding. na yung part that people help me along the way, and I want to be able to make sure that the career I built is built around helping people along the way as well. Kasi it would be lying to say that I got to where I am out of sheer will, determination, and my own skill. Any great leader and any person that's probably worth their salt or has gotten to where they are in honest means would tell you. part of it is luck, part of it is opportunity, and a big part of it is people helping them.
Yeah, agree. And yun yung critical aspect dun eh. You know, a lot of people would feel na one of the reasons why the person was successful is because they did it on their own, di ba? Na walang ibang tulong, hindi humingi ng tulong, walang nag-support sa kanila, and what have you. But the reality is people who are in the top, you know, they've had a lot of people who are either their mentor, someone who's giving them direction, someone who's training them, teaching them all of these different things that empowered them to be the person that they're in and also being successful in the things that they do. Neo, talking about, you know, influences in you growing up, sino yung significant influencer mo? I mean, was it your parents, other people, si nanay ba, si tatay? Sino ba yung significant influencer for you on how you see this na you want to save everyone? If you can save everyone, you'll save it.
You know what? It's very ano, you make me reflect with that question because I think when I look back as I was a kid, I mean, at that time, I couldn't really say that it was something that was profound and it was impacting me, and I was very conscious about it. But as I grew up, I started to realize a lot of examples coming from within the home, within my own family, that made me that made me probably realize or think about what it meant to help other people. I had so many examples growing up, like my dad, pardon the term, like somebody, a boy or a child, a local street urchin, probably selling stuff on the out in the streets. And then my father would take him home. My dad would take him home, and he would sleep with us, wear our same clothes for a few days at a time. My grandmother, which who we fondly call nanay, complete stranger. Sometimes aalagaan niya yung anak, or for years on end. So, and
Wow.
then we're not rich. When I give this examples, it's not like we had a mansion. It's not like we had a centralized AC unit for the house. We're living in probably a four wall, very small studio type kind of deal in the province.
Mm-mm.
And to know that we didn't have that much to share, and then my mother, to be able to uh, single-handedly for a good portion of my growing up years, really take care of me and my brother on her own, during the time that my dad and her were going through certain things. All these
Mm-mm.
examples gave me an opportunity to look back and then say, now, at that time, di man ako conscious eh. Pero now I look back and feel like maybe it wasn't the comic books. Maybe it wasn't the Superman character. Maybe I
Yeah.
romanticized it and put a cape on it, put an S on the chest. But at the end of the day, those examples really made me probably associate what meaningful life is. Be
Yeah.
able to be of service to other people. And then going into high school outside of the home, I also got a little bit more lucky.
Mm.
I was exposed to, I would say, really genuinely good people. I remember Bishop Almario, who at that time was a retired bishop, Bishop Emeritus in Bulacan, and at the same time the coach of the high school basketball team. Some people who probably would I don't know who's gonna view this, but if they see it and they've been part of the team, they would remember this story. Not a not a good basketball player at that time. I was probably a third stringer. Um, yeah, so that's short of saying it didn't matter whether I was in the team or not. Um,
Mm.
as a family, we're going through tough times. Yung literal na, in Filipino, as we call it, sang kahig sang tuka. We're trying to make sure
Yeah.
that we live by we going paycheck to paycheck, at least my parents. And
Mm.
then
Yeah.
there was a time we were supposed to pay the tuition fee, so my mom gave me the money. I practiced on that same day. I had a basketball practice for varsity. um I lost the money. So
Oh.
my mom was so angry, saying, quit that basketball, you lost the money, blah blah blah. The following day, I told Bishop, I'm not gonna join the team anymore. I told him what happened. And he said, attend the practice tomorrow. I said, no, my mom's gonna kill me. I can't. But he insisted for me to still go to the practice.
Mm.
I went to the practice, and lo and behold, he gave me a check for the full tuition fee.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I'm not a star player. It's not like I'm LeBron James in the court. I barely played any minutes. Like I probably would be lucky if I had what 5 minutes on the court.
Mm,
So for him to do that, to extend that, just to make sure probably that I didn't lose my 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 passion for the game, or to
yeah,
continue, or if I at that time bata pa ako, I was dreaming someday I'm going to be a professional player, right? So he probably didn't want to kill it, and
yeah,
for him to do that for me, a relative nobody, and a relative not really a special player at all. Those examples also happened even after that. And, I could name a
mm,
few like Father Pablo Legaspi and so many other people
uh,
outside of my home that started to build, the character of who I was as I was growing up. Even friends like
yeah,
my lifelong friend from since grade one, Jeff, yeah, Joff, people that I up until now I call friends. Just last week I saw them, and to be able to continue to see them, call them friends, and knowing the things that we went through and how they were there for me during times that I really needed people. I think
yeah.
started to build that character in my head that okay, I want to be a kind of an amalgamation of all these different people.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful story of how you're able to you've got these values from your parents and your lola, no.
Mhm.
You got all of the experiences as well on as far as attitude is concerned and how you see things and how you see adversity. Kasi yung mga bagay, di ba? Not a lot of people would give you opportunities for you to do, to give you hope and doing something that only a few people would say na naniniwala sa'yo.
Mhm.
But you went through this journey of putting everything together and utilizing it as a reminder of your heart to help others. And yun ba, Neo, yung basketball na yan, eventually, paano mo na master yan? Kumusta naman yung basketball skills mo ngayon?
My mind and my ego would tell you I'm one of the best. My my body is gonna betray me if I say that. The basketball part, I think it's always been a big part of it is because I think I've always been a fan of the arts, and I liked writing. I like reading. I did a little bit of sketching when I was a kid, and in
Oh.
sports, I looked at basketball as an art form. I was exposed to
Mm,
VHS tapes of Michael Jordan soaring through the air, and it looked artistic. So that's how I got exposed to the game, and I felt like okay, this is a good outlet for me. And people around me really played basketball well. If you go home to Bulacan, actually it's funny because my brother's home from Singapore, and in our family, may hierarchy yan eh. Parang it would be my cousin would be one of the best players here, and then my brother, and farther down the line, if at some point in time I get mentioned, probably yun, swertehan lang. And I always had that chip on my shoulder. I always wanted to prove that I could play. But I started out late.
yeah.
I really got into the game already high school na ako. But I tried to play catch up. I was able to uh, gain a little bit of a success during my college years. I tried to get better at that time. But reputation wise, I can never compete with my brother and with my cousin. And I
Mm,
think that's always been I wouldn't call it good motivation, but motivation is motivation. It was a chip on my
correct.
shoulder to get better. Yun. I think that's what it happened. I can't tell you it's something I mastered, but it's helped me a lot. It's been a good outlet. I call it my psychologist. When I feel good, when I feel happy, I want to play basketball. When I feel sad, when I feel angry, I want to play basketball. Gives me an
Possible.
opportunity to escape. Right now, my
Nice.
knees hurting, but hopefully, after I get some stuff done to it this August, I'll be able to play a little bit more.
Okay. Well, anong pangalan ng brother mo? Give him a shout out.
He's Egay. When he wants to be cool, we call him Basti. So your choice.
Basti. Basti, thank you for motivating your brother. And
Yeah.
there's also people watching us, Neo. Of course, my wife is watching Coach Tin, and we also have some coaches who's joining us, Arnel and Coach Nord, Coach Arnel, Coach Nord. At dyan si EJ Sulit, kaibigan mo ba to? Idol ka daw eh. Idol ko yan sa basketball.
That's my half brother. Actually, shout out to him. He also has he's a toy maker. He's actually
Oh,
somebody.
wow.
If you could probably check out his line, it's, Yasha. Search it out online. It's Yasha. It's a local. He's a local toy maker that's already making waves. He's done certain projects and certain tie-ups. So thanks for joining, brother.
Oh, okay. EJ, looking forward to your work, no? Let's get connected, no? And that's something that we want to explore. Neo, thank you. Neo, if you take a look at it, yeah, you have your basketball. Yung time doon sa ano, yung experience mo about being supported na nawala yung pera. If that person was not able to help you out, what could have happened to Neo back then?
Hirap sagutin yan, ah. Um, Number of things probably. Either I'd probably grow out of that role a bit more resentful, right? Especially as a kid that probably wanted to continue playing basketball and not being able
Mm-mm.
to. There would probably be a lot of resentment towards my parents, who I
Yeah,
would say did not support me and all of that.
yeah.
I would probably be more self-centered or selfish because if I didn't have that example, I would think, hey, nobody's out there for you, so you got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
So I think, primarily, I think that's what probably would have happened. It would have been a very different direction. Would I have still been successful? I think my passion and my drive is very strong. I would have, but I probably wouldn't have done it right. And I
Mm,
probably would have served me first rather than other people.
mm, yeah. That Neo, basketball is something that you're passionate about and something that you do. Of course, the physical aspect of it is helping you out. The
Mhm.
mental aspect as well of keeping you positive, and even during those negative times, you utilize it as an avenue for you to relieve that. But taking a look at all of these positive things and this health benefits in you, how is the experience like for you when you're playing basketball in connection to yun nga yung relationship experience mo with your mom, and those people who has helped you along the way, paano nag-influence to sa as a human being, as a leader, as someone who's now a father and a husband? How has this experience and this art
Mhm.
helping you right now to be able to address the day-to-day activities and challenges of life?
Different things, different lessons from the game allow you to apply it in different aspects of your life. The team concept of it definitely something you practice at work and outside work. The intrinsic motivation and the drive that you should have as a player to succeed is something you apply in the family, as well as in your leadership at work.
Yeah.
But ang dami ko ring concrete examples of when I could tell you that basketball has been very helpful. Like as simple as a leadership workshop. I
Yeah.
don't think I can go through a leadership workshop without citing a particular line from I don't know, a Michael Jordan quote or a basketball quote, because it resonates well when you talk
Mm.
about struggling and then being able to succeed. Failing multiple times and still taking that last shot, not thinking about whether you're gonna make it or miss it. Simple things like that,
Yeah.
because a lot of these examples resonate well with me, and these are things that are very easy for me to talk about. It's very easy for me to turn into actual examples that people could latch onto. So even
Yeah.
as simple as those types of examples, I could tell you that basketball has played a really integral part in coaching and in the training sessions or leadership sessions I run. And then in the more subtle ways, like I said, you apply certain strategic things you learn through playing basketball in the way you lead, the way you manage people, and the way you make sure that you're a team. The same thing with the family and with friends. You
Mm.
understand each player has their own role. Somebody has to
Yeah.
shoot, somebody has to pass. Those different things are items that continue to be an integral part in the way I think and the way I process things. I think in any situation, not just at work, but even in life, like you said.
Mm. Neo, kanina yung sabi mo na one of the reasons why you like basketball is because of the art in it.
Yep.
I told about being artistic part. Pag-usapan natin yung other side of your artistry. When was the last time that you've utilized that talent of yours?
Sketch medyo matagal na. Writing every now and then I still do. I don't publish it anymore, but I remember it really started with my mom when she saw that I like doodling a lot, like sketching a lot. It was just fun for me. I was a kid. It was just fun for me, and my mom's probably gonna hate me when she hears this. I started, and she saw it, and she saw that, hey, he probably has a future in that. She binded like an entire rim of bond paper, probably, or half a rim of bond paper together. And then from being fun, it became work because every afternoon she would come home from work and she would look at it and say, "Oh, bakit walang bago?" Right? So but that's how I get into drawing and sketching and painting, watercolors and stuff like that. And then
Yeah.
the writing part, I've always enjoyed it because I've always enjoyed reading. And then I started playing
Mm.
around with different genres and challenged myself. I was writing it. How would I write it? And then in the spirit of, I don't know, like a novelist like Mario Puzo, I would try to look at how do I write long form, right? In novel form.
Wow.
How do I write short stories similar to or shorter novels similar to Paulo Coelho or Mitch Albom, that has a lot of inspirational twist to it, or even shorter like proses and poems and short stories and things like that. Then look at different genres from things that are romanticized and love stories to fantasy and something more gripping. Mga ganyan, I started doing that.
Mm.
When I had more time, when I had less responsibility, I used to write a lot. When I had now that it's I've had more, it's very sporadic, but I try. Like I would say probably a past month or so, I wrote a poem probably. Because ayokong mawala siya eh, sayang. But I did
Yeah.
get to experience writing uh, uh, more, I would say, work related. I was able to, none of the things that I mentioned to you, I could claim that made me into a published author. What made me into a published author actually was writing a textbook. I don't know if you remember when there was a time that English was a problem and it was something that everybody was trying to address.
Yeah.
So IBPAP, the organization for the BPOs here in the Philippines, uh, decided that they were going to go work with colleges and universities, and they were going to build the curriculum in terms of teaching people how to speak better English and teaching professors and college teachers how to teach English better.
Yeah.
So I created the manual for that. I created the book for that, as well as the actual curriculum map for it. It's a 6 unit elective course that I think it was CHED accredited at that time. I think it's still the same. And not any of the novels that I tried to play around with, not any of the things I mentioned to you, got me to become a published author. A textbook is what made me a published author.
Dun yung path mo. Neil, I would just like to appreciate you sharing that, because one of the things that I want to highlight this to everyone who's watching, no? At times, especially for people leaders out there who is there in the executive role, feeling nila parang mga ano lang tayo, di ba? Mga boss lang, mga robot and so on. We just tell people what to do or we guide them to what they need to do and so on and so forth. But the reality is we have the human side of it, which is we are all creatives. And I'm not sure how often you share that with other people, Neo, pero often than not, for leaders and executive out there, they seldom share this story. But I want to emphasize it to all of you who's joining us, for men, of course, for the men out there, for the women who, at times parang sa sobrang busyness of our work, di ba, Neo, nakakalimutan natin itong mga simpleng bagay na yun na at times we enjoy and we continue to do that. But of course, with the hustle and bustles of the life that we have, we kind of park this a little bit na hindi lumalabas. And Neo, we're doing a project journal currently, and what our intention is to publish, different writers. So I want to invite you now to join us in that. It's 365 days journal, different authors that we will have in there, and this is probably yung opportunity na for you to finally publish that poem or what you're writing in there. So
Mm.
ini-invite kita. Sabi ni Ces Ancheta, Neo is an amazing writer. So yan, yan ang sinabi niya na dyan. Okay. Of course, before we move on to that, I want to take a short break right now and just allow you, Neo, to take some breather, get some water in there. And, I want to be able to ask you, out of the journey and also the artistry that you have in there, how is this talent? How is this gift of yours? How are you able to utilize this in the work that you're doing? And also how you build relationship. But before you do that, we're gonna just allow people to get some breather in there, and we're gonna get back. Just we're gonna do some ads in there to help out people, and we will be back after a few minutes. We'll see you.
All right.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag-and-drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
We are back for the second part of our first episode of season 2. It's our 14th episode since we started the show Integrate. And this is brought to you by Decap Copy Republic, the coaching hub of Life Coach Philippines, and our home as a professional certified CACC life coaches. Meet our coaching tribe at Decap Copy Republic, located at Pioneer Center Compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, in Capitolio, Pasig City, and you may come for dine-in or visit for coaching services that starts at 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday to Thursday. We're closed on a Friday, so we're operating on Saturdays to Thursdays at 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You may also join the community night event happening daily from 7 p.m. onwards. It's going to be, a wonderful night of learning, and we do this as a service to everyone who wants to learn with us. Of course, tomorrow it's going to be Comfy Monday with me, Sundays for Life, where I teach people about creativity. I'm teaching people in there to ignite the creativity, because that is how it can help you overcome adversity and see adversity as opportunity. A lot of times right now in which we're struggling and we're experiencing stress and pressures, not a lot of people are able to overcome, and coping and eventually thriving on the things that you're doing. Learning creativity will allow you to thrive, will allow you to find ways for you to be better, to be a better person, to be a better man, to be a better, human being in your day-to-day activity. So I want to invite you tomorrow for Comfy Sunday as I teach about creativity. That's going to start at 7:30 p.m. Every Monday, if you are someone who needs help with your relationship and want to strengthen your relationship, have a conversation with Coach Tin, of course, my better half, for Nurturing Monday. Walk along with Coach Tin. Now, if you need help with habits creation, and we're talking about good habits creation, Group Tuesday, it's going to be with Master Coach Jasmine, and it's going to be all about habits creation for you. Now, if you are someone, or if you know someone who needs help finding their purpose, they feel that they're not sure where they're going, they're not sure where they're heading, and they need some help and support in there, Purpose Wednesday, Away in a Day with Coach Rizal, is something that you can have them join at 7:30 p.m. Now, if you need some healing for the soul, and every one of us needs some healing from the soul. I've been attending this since 2018, and I never stop attending it. Strengthening Thursday, Coaching for the Soul. If you are someone who needs to, finally be living the life that you want to live and finally ignite that, life back, join us every Thursday. We're there. And on Fab Saturday, this evening, it was Coach Orville who open or took the lead with an open mic. And if you know someone, or maybe you're someone who wants to just sing, you want to laugh with people, you want to be able to share your spoken words in there, some poetry in there, you can do that here every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. We've created this event every single night for you to be comfortable with who you are. You don't need to, be someone that you're not. You don't need to, fake it. Just go in there, be yourself, have a conversation with the coaches. All of the events that we're doing here is a community service. It's open for everyone. There's no monetary investment. If your workplace is in need and you're looking for a space for you, just send over your people in there every 7:30 p.m. and we'll help them out. We'll take care of them. You don't need to do anything. Just have them go there, and the coaches there will be supporting you. And our coaching hub is also an events place and a venue for choice for face-to-face classes. We also do training and private functions. Just connect with Coach Rizal at 0917 586-1661 for inquiry and reservation. Now, if you are someone or one who desires to experience transformation in the areas of health, wealth, and relationships, then I invite you to join us inside the Be Learning Society as one of the mental model collectors with full access pass to the monthly mental model masterclass of Master Coach A that is exclusive for Be Learning Society members only. I've been learning this mental model for more than a year now. It has helped me navigate through, trials, challenges, and also adversities. And I'm able to utilize this and teach it to other people as well, so that they can be equipped to take control of the driver's seat of their life. For this month, Master Coach A will talk about the thought automation mental model. Save the date on August 22nd on a Monday at 7:30 p.m. Learn the mental model that will help you automate your thinking process so that you can leverage on the power of intuition. Be Learning Society is the tent maker of the Be Learning Homes for Mental Fitness. And what we are doing here is we are building a facility to help out those people who are in need of mental health support. If you know someone who needs support in mental fitness and you want to support us building this facility, join us here every single month. Of course, when you take advantage, you get a food and beverage discount we enjoy from the Cup Copy Republic. You also get to access to the full mental model masterclass and benefit of a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaches from Life Coach Philippines. So join us. Just connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661. TikTok Broadcast is powered by Rise Up Creatives Worldwide. This is the social commerce turnkey solution provider that helps entrepreneurs and business owners like me to leverage the power of content marketing to provide value, improve engagement, and increase revenue with the investment of just 5 minutes every single day. I do that in my page. Just 5 minutes every single day. Then you will create valuable content in there that connects with the heart, the mind, and the soul. Visit www.riseupcreatives.com to learn the benefits of lifetime members like me and discover how you can rise up and be creative in your growing business and growing your business. All right? Let's welcome back Neo. Yan. And hopefully nakapag-inom na ng tubig si Neo. Maraming salamat, Neo. And thank you everyone for continuously watching with us. Yan. Maraming salamat. Neo, before we begin, we're gonna do a little bit of game in here. I do this for all of my guests. Just a little bit of fun. No? To wake up everyone in there. Especially people who's watching. Seven rapid fire question. I'm gonna ask you 7 questions. Whatever you first thing that comes into mind, answer it. Let's just enjoy the moment. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Question number 1. What is the best advice that you have ever received?
Go until you're told no. That's the only thing.
Are you where you want to be in your life today?
Yes.
How do you cope with hardship?
By not thinking it's hard.
What is your most strongly held belief?
Sorry, what's that again?
What is your most strongly held belief? Ano yung isang belief mo na you strongly hold on to that, whatever happens?
Integrity. Integrity is key to everything.
Beautiful. Question number 5. What traits most define who you are?
I don't know if it's a trait, but I would say I never believe it's me. Or at least I never believe it's me alone. I know it sounds very, profound, but it's really not. I just never believe it's me, and I don't believe it's me alone.
I like that. Question number 6. What makes you hopeful?
Because as long as there's one person doing the right thing, then there's still hope, I guess.
Wonderful. And question number 7, Neo. How do you want your loved ones to remember you?
That I try. I might not always succeed, but I never stop trying.
I like that. Thank you, Neo. And hopefully everyone is able to get some wisdom and some nuggets in there. Very quick lang yan. For those who's you joining here, maybe you're gonna watch this on a replay. No, if you are in a stage of your life where you feel that you wanna quit, don't quit. Continue fighting on. Kasi, I believe that we are all called to do something in this world that's purposeful. Hindi mo kailangan mag-quit in there. Sabi nga ni Neo, try it. If you are not in the right space, try to find another space for you to be able to thrive. Do something different. Raise your hand. Ask, seek for help. Kailangan yan. Keep on trying. Don't quit. If you are in the brink of quitting, have a conversation with us. Message us here, and we'll help you out. It will help you out as you journey along. Just don't quit. Kaya mo yan. All right? Neo, kanina, before we took a break, I asked you, how is that artistic side helping you out in your work and also in your life? The reality of the workplace and also the life that we're living as human beings, we are relational human beings. Parang wala naman atang tao na ayaw may mga makasamang mahal sa buhay, di ba? Or someone that at least they would feel that they're able to connect with. How are you able to utilize this artistic side in your work and in your life and also in the relationship that the relationship that you have right now?
Right. I think the problem solving requires a lot of creativity. At work, a lot of times you get bogged down by a lot of the structures and the boxes that have already been put up before you came in.
Yeah.
And your experience starts to become a box as well. Kasi yung experiences mo teaches you what you think is going to work and what you think isn't going to work. I think the creativity portion, the artistic side of us as human beings, allow us to kind of um, taper that or to balance that, to still
Yeah.
want to have the curiosity to try, be creative in terms of the different solutions that we're thinking about at work, so that we're not trapped into recycling things that we're experiencing. Because if we do that, then
Yeah.
we won't be creating any new memories and any new experiences. So I think that's where at work, very much that's where the creativity portion comes in. And in relationships, both in family and outside of the family, I think the creativeness comes in the fact that each relationship is unique.
Yeah.
That means that because each relationship is unique, the way you treat people is also very, very personal and very
Yeah.
specific to them. One particular way might not work with another, and your ability to kind of weed your way around those different nuances and those different things requires a lot of creativity,
Mm.
because and a lot of honesty, definitely, but a lot of
Yeah.
creativity as well, because kahit sa kaibigan, one person probably amongst your friends where um, hitting like a brick wall works, and you have
Yeah.
people where you have to soften the blow with. Same goes with at
Yeah.
work. Coaching, you have different ways of coaching depending on who it is you're coaching. So a lot of those things, I think, really is where you see the creative juices flowing. The solutions are orientedness of the work, as well as the people centric things in life and outside of work, where you deal with people a lot, requires a lot of creativity.
Yeah, I agree. And I like what you said about honesty in a relationship, because at times being honest, hindi lang naman yan, 'di ba, a goodie experience. Being
Mhm.
honest is also yung turo nga na sa amin, if you love someone, it's tough love. You're gonna tell that person what the person needs to hear, not because you wanna, undermine them or you wanna hurt them, but you wanna help them become a better person. Neo, in the blurb that I created, I said in there that the heart is considered the seat of life and strength. And for me, if you ask me, I think creativity and being an artist comes from the heart. Thinking about the relationship that you have, and every one of us have gone through a fair share of your relationship, either good or bad, right? How, as a man, talking to the other men in there, how do you utilize yung heart centricity? Kasi, di ba, you as a people lead and someone who's leading a diverse team, and you're gonna have people in there na matigas yung ulo, kahirap kausap, yung ba makukulit, and what have you. How do you expand your heart to, help these people, sabi mo nga, yung experience mo growing up with your parents and with the other people that you interact with, na tinutulungan mo tong mga tao to. Paano mo ni-utilize or ni-expand yung heart mo to welcome more people into your life?
I think it comes in two ways, really. One is yung outgoing. So I'll describe it in two ways. The first part would be the outgoing part, the outward thing that you have to do, which is to open up your heart, like you said, to more people. You open it
Mm,
up to them so that they see, hey, it's not that very different from yours.
yeah,
You mentioned kanina, she says like to, it was watching, diba? She mentioned the story before about the boy with the perfect heart, something like that. And then you have others inside that same kingdom that had not so perfect hearts.
yeah,
Opening up yourself and your life to these people and showing them you're not very different from them makes you
mm,
relatable. If it makes you
yeah,
relatable, it makes anything and everything you speak become in the realm of possibility for them. Because if you
mm,
continue to have borders and walls, and if you continue to be looked at as the boss who's successful, then people are not going to respond well, because they're gonna think, ikaw yan eh. Kasi nandiyan ka
yeah,
na, kaya mo lang nasasabi yan. So if you are open to exposing yourself a little bit, then it becomes something. They see you now differently. They see you now as one of the tribe. They see you now as
yeah,
one of the people that are no different than them. And then they see you with what you do now. They'll see, oh, if he can do it, then I can do it too. So you
yeah,
becomes in the realm of possibility for them. The second thing, I think, when you talk about what you need to do in terms of accepting more people, you have to you have to do some work inward with the heart as well. Meaning,
yeah,
you have to um, you have to exert a lot of exercise in terms of that muscle, the patience, the the ability to take on other people's pain or other people's
Yeah.
suffering. Not to say that you're gonna take it on and let it burn you out, but some
Mm.
people need someone to help carry it for them. And your ability to take on more challenges, whether it's in the form of work or in relationships, come in your ability to take on more than your own weight. I
Yeah.
truly believe that when you talk about the heart being at the center of it all, that means that are you willing to take on more weight in this world than what you're assigned to?
Yeah.
And generally, the people with the bigger hearts, the bigger muscles, are the ones who carry more weight.
I agree. And sometimes it's a super heavy burden that you need to carry. Pero sabi nga nila, yung mga taong matataba ang puso, yun yung binibigyan ng mas madaming load because they can carry a much more load and much more, you know, unfortunately pain as well and sometimes suffering in there. Pero kaya nabibigyan ng grace nga para to move forward. Neo, with your permission, I'm gonna deep dive a little bit with your permission about the relationship. And we're talking about the relationship now and expanding the heart in there. What's the most challenging relationship that you have that you're experience and how are you able to overcome this adversity to make sure that in the future when you have similar relationship you're able to respond differently or better in that process.
I can't think of any one particular example, but I think it's always difficult to, when you talk about relationships, it's always difficult. Um, Cliche kasi yung pakinggan, kaya ang hirap sabihin, but it's difficult to identify when you need to be right and when you don't have to be, when it
Yeah.
matters less. At times kasi as human beings, if you know what you're saying is true, if you know what you're saying is a fact, if you know you're right in the argument, ang hirap labanan ng urge to try and want to be right.
Mm.
But I've learned over the years that sometimes it doesn't really matter, who's right or who's wrong. At
Yeah.
times, it matters most whether was the right thing done, whether it was
Yeah.
you, whether it was somebody else. Was there or does it matter if you're right or you're wrong? If no material impact really happens, both in the now and in the future.
Mm.
Kasi sometimes, okay, walang impact sa now, pero in the future, baka ulitin niya, tapos hindi na tama yung mangyari. So you have to factor that in as well. Pero when there's
Yeah.
no material impact to now and to the future, does it really matter to be right? And exert that effort and
Yeah.
strain a relationship. So I know it sounds cliche, especially for married men, di ba? Do you want to be right or do you want to be outside the Colombo? Di ba? Yun yung joke. But at the
Yeah,
end of the
true.
day, it's actually a very true statement na the constant struggle in any form of human relationship is fighting that urge to not to come out on top, but to
Yeah.
when you are right, to not say it. Minsan ang hirap nun, to not want to be right. I think that's a constant struggle. And if apart from that, relationships I think are always work. But I've been fortunate enough that if your relationships are genuine, with
Mm.
my wife, with my kid now, with my parents, with friends, and everybody else, if your relationship is genuine, it shouldn't feel like work at all. So I'm
Yeah.
very fortunate to say that it doesn't feel like work right now. So okay naman siya. Ayun, there are days, of course. There are always going to be days.
Yeah.
But I've been blessed. I've been blessed with the people around me. I could actually say, like I said, it's not me. I've just been blessed with the people around me that has allowed me to make sure that it doesn't feel like work.
Agree. I like what you said about not urging having the urge to be right because in any relationship naman what's my right and your right kung yung situation na yon na tama ako it's your perspective so that is true for you And the other person, kung tama sila, that is also right for them because it's their current perspective. And as you continue to grow your relationship, as you continue to become better, you become more aware and you acknowledge that ito yung paniniwala ko ngayon, ito yung belief ko, and you're making the necessary changes for you to become better, better person, a better husband. Kaya di ba Neo? Kaya mag-adapt, kaya mag-adjust. But of course, you have boundaries naman. And don't forget your boundaries. Kasi pag minsan, di ba Neo, yung iba yung taking advantage of us already eh. If you are in that situation, remind yourself, hey, tao ka lang, nasasaktan ka din. And you need to create that specific boundaries in your life for you to be able to move forward. Neo, this show is called Integrate. If I ask you what integrate to you is, how would you define it?
So belongingness, really. A lot of, and I think it's a very good word to use. When you talk about integrate, when you talk about belonging, at this stage, of my life and in the world that I currently live in, at least the way I observe it, belongingness is a true, um, I think it's a real problem. It's a real social
Hmm.
problem. Um,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people out there feel like they don't belong, whether work and family, with friends, or in general, they just don't feel like they belong anywhere. I think with the pandemic, the
Yeah.
advent of the technology being misused, nawala yung social ties that bond us and bind us a lot deeper. And
Yeah.
that has caused a lot of people to not create meaningful, lasting, long-term type of bonds. And
Yeah.
without those, people feel disconnected. It's
Hmm.
it's very paradoxical to say that because with the advent of the internet and with the advent of the World Wide Web, everybody is very, very connected. But at the same time, in for at the same time in the history, in the modern history, we are probably the most disconnected as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice way to kind of define what you mentioned when you say integrate. I think it's all about belongingness and making people feel like they belong.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for that, Neo. And it's a wonderful, evening for everyone who's joining us. Maraming salamat for spending some time with us, listening to Neo. I like how you've shared your stories regarding when you growing up. How you've learned how to help people from your parents and utilizing your Superman and putting the cape in there. Wag ka lang magsusuot ng
Yeah,
underwear and so on. wag lang gagawin 'yon. And the
hindi kaya.
story of hindi kaya, no? And the story that you have of, giving people hope, having the experience of hope and being able to do the things that you're doing right now and utilizing all of the things that you've learned to be the person that you are today, how you're utilizing your artistry, your writing skills, your drawing skills for you to be able to help people in the workplace, to give them hope. Ito talaga eh. Nawawala na nga yung connection kasi sa atin, sa buhay natin, di ba? And as we continue to do our work and we feel more disconnected in a connected world, it's not allowing us to bring up the human side of that and really being able to make that connection. And I think as men, ito yung paniniwala ko, yung mga lalaki talaga po yung kailangan tumayo to be able to create that bond to the people, for people in the workplace, for people leaders out there, for the dads and the household who continue to put all of their effort, their time to feed the family, to provide, a safe space for the family. Don't forget to be intentional. O yan, sabi niya nga kanina, medyo mahaba, di ba? Kulang sa tulog, pagod-pagod. Pero yun kasi yung beautiful thing about it. When you're intentional in giving the time to your child growing up, especially batang-bata pa yung anak ni Neo, 3 years old pa lang. Um, that is something that constantly need to do and continue to interact with. Neo, your child will probably see this replay in the future. If you're gonna give your child 3 tips to overcome adversity, ano ba yung 3 tips na ibibigay mo sa kanya?
First would be to don't look for someone else to do it. If you can do it, that's the first tip. Second is don't do it begrudgingly. And then third is have fun doing it. I think at the end of the day, kasi we'll face situations where we got to do something, right? And I think those three tips, I think, would allow you to go through those things with a smile. So if you could ever hear this in the future, those are the three tips I'm gonna give him.
Mm. Oh, smile. Oh, yan. Maganda yan. I always tell people, smile. Always smile. There's always a positive side of the coin. There's a flip side of the coin. Make sure you're focusing on that. And, for those of you joining, maraming salamat. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having a meaningful moment with us and Neo. You could have spent your time anywhere else but you choose to join us. So sabi ni AJ, bullseye on that definition. Maraming salamat niyo for sharing that and appreciating it. Give some emojis in there for Neo. Maraming salamat. Give them some wonderful moments. Neo, final words for the people who's joining us, specific to relationship. One thing that you can give them, a tip as far as making sure that when you go through adversity, you're able to utilize this tip as you go along in your relationship.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you to everybody who's lent their time to us this Saturday. Thanks, Sean, for having me. I hope I was able to help in some ways, I guess. I think from a tips perspective, I would probably say that when you face adversity, especially if you're the type of person that want to do it on your own, thinking that you don't want to bother other people, always remember that you're never a bother and that somebody out there probably can use that opportunity as well to break away from their own adversity.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, para tayong puzzle pieces eh. Your own adversities could be somebody's, strength, and her strength is somebody that could plug in a hole in yours. So don't ever try to do things or to solve problems on your own. If you've tried, great, and if you can't anymore, don't hesitate to ask for that help. And that's not just at work, but in personal lives, in relationships, and anywhere. I've had my own fair share of that, and I could tell you that nobody's too big to ask help, and nobody's too successful to ask for help. And I've done so a few times in my life. Initially, I thought I wasn't proud of it, but at the end of the day, you get the help you need, because you are the help other people need. And if you don't, then you won't be able to help others as well. Um, some shameless plugging, if you guys are looking for help from a professional perspective, of course Sean and his team, I think, is a great resource. And then when you're talking about help to become professionals, especially in the BPO space, look us up. Ista Personnel Solutions. We want to think that we're different amongst the big players. We're not big. We think big, we're not big. And if you're looking for a different thing, that's what we're here for.
Yan, thank you, Neo. Ayan, do visit their page. We'll share that in the comment section later para you can access them and you can check them out. Maraming salamat, Neo. I'll see you in the backstage. Huwag ka muna aalis.
Sure.
We'll do some pictures in there. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Integrate. And whether you are joining us live or watching on a replay, please do leave us a comment and share your thoughts and insights in there. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for joining us and having some meaningful conversation with us. Leave your message in there. Please don't keep us a secret. My heart is really to be able to send this message out to all of the husbands in there and even to the future husbands na gusto matuto on how to master adversity. If you are someone who's able to overcome adversity and you're able to utilize, your creative side and artistic side in there, kaya eh. It's possible. It's possible. Help them out. Share this video to others as well who need help. Let's serve more people in the digital space. Circulate this link and let's help, really inspire people in there to continue and never let go. All right? And help us out in there. As I close, I'd like to speak to all of the dads in there, all of the fathers in there who are unsung heroes of the global workforce. Maraming salamat. There's a lot of competition in the working world today than there is 10 years ago. Sobrang dami na. A lot of change right now, and there seems to be a never-ending need to stand out from the crowd, which is tiring for every one of us because we want to pursue success. We get that. I understand that. But the reality of it, what's happening right now, I shared a while ago, is the great resignation is happening. It's coming. But there is a great opportunity there too for every worker to start really building your wealth and become your own version of your COO. Even though while you're still being employed full time, there is an opportunity for you, and we're opening up that for you. I invite you to embark on a journey of becoming a coaching entrepreneur like us, like me. Connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 and map your success as a certified co-actively co-create life coach. The CACC certification program is an international CPD accredited course with 40 CPD units, and CACC course includes a 21-day web-based learning with a lifetime access, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3-day live virtual business bootcamp with senior coaching team. The program package also comes with a done-for-you coaching program and many other bonuses that coaching professionals to jumpstart in the second fastest growing industry in the world. And life coaching is truly a 21st century learning experience that is empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains, thereby increasing their relevance in an increasingly complex workplace and dynamic business environment. Please connect with Coach Rizal now at 0917-586-1661. Be a CEO. Yan, you can make that happen. Join us in the live coaching bootcamp. That's going to be on September 10th, 17th, and 24th for online learners. And if you are in the northern part of the Philippines, I would like to invite you for a face-to-face coaching bootcamp happening on August 13th and 20th. That's going to be next week. Please connect with Coach Nords at 0947-587-7113. I also invite you to watch other shows hosted here at Think Talk Broadcast. Please follow, subscribe, and engage in our social media account at ThinkTalk_TV on Twitter and Instagram, and Think-Talk Broadcast on YouTube, and give us a review. We would appreciate that. As you continue to bless us with your review, we're able to reach out to more men out there. I'm talking to all of the men, the fathers, the dads in there. Let's create that significant change in the world. Kaya natin to. For partnership and collaboration, please connect with Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661. I'll see you in the next episode of Integrate on August 13th. That's going to be Saturday night live here at Think Talk Broadcast. Your one coaching thought for tonight is when you are faced with hard, unexpected situation, it's best for you to stop and remind yourself that you always have a choice. You always have a choice. You have a choice to choose what attitude towards the event. You have a choice to raise your hand, sabi nga ni Neo kanina, and seek help. You can raise your hand. Okay lang yan. It's not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength. Or be creative and find other alternatives, because when you are constantly mastering creativity and also add a little humor in there, you will be able to overcome adversity. You don't need to be stuck in that loop of negativity. Help is available. Love heals, safety saves. Be inspired for change. My show, Integrate, is to rally all of the men out there to rise up and lead charge for change. It's time for us to ignite the mental abilities of the heart of men to start healing so that they can start integrating their mind, their soul, and spirit. And finally start really living, really loving, really laughing, really learning, and living a legacy. That is possible. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Us in the Philippines. Coaches like us think and talk like this. This is Coach Shaun de Joya, broadcasting beyond borders to advance life coaching worldwide. Maraming salamat. Love, bam, boom. Da bam boom, da bam boom. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.